What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Phillies Phanatics show. As always, we are live here on DSM-Media's Philadelphia YouTube and Twitter channels. Guys, do yourself a favor. Do us a favor. At the beginning of every show, like I tell you, make sure to follow on all social media platforms. And if you want to be interactive throughout today's show or any of our live streams, make sure to check out the YouTube link specifically. It is the best and only spot to get your thoughts, comments, and questions pulled up here on the screen with us. I'm one half of your host, Dylan Davis. To my right, my faithful co-host, Scotty. Is the Phillies season over? They head into a pivotal win or go home Game 4 matchup tonight at Citi Field against the Mets, trailing 2-1 in this best-of-5 series. Ranger Suarez will get the ball. Aaron Nola, good but not great yesterday. We're going to break down all of Game 3, what went wrong, and if we have any hope or confidence as we head into this pivotal do-or-die situation tonight, Scotty. But don't panic just yet, my fellow Philly brothers and sisters. My man, happy hump day, happy Wednesday. What's going on?
Yes, sir. I don't know if it's happy, man. It's a little disturbed, I would say. Coming off that L yesterday, but happy hump day, man. Getting through the week. We're almost to the weekend. And that's the goal at this point, right? But got a big one tonight, obviously, man. And we're gonna get into that, I'm sure. We're gonna get into last night's loss. A couple rumors coming out about the Eagles as well today. Apparently Cooper DeJean is gonna get the start over Avante Maddox, so that's actually big news. But yeah, man, we gotta break down this loss. We gotta talk about the Phillies and kind of where they are going into the game tonight, man, and kind of how everybody's feeling going into this game tonight.
A lot of emotions
Yeah.
on Philly Twitter, man, and it's classic. And I know it's not just the fans. I know what we saw last night and how it feels right now. It feels classic Philly sports, right? Classic letdown, classic just in the biggest moments being let down again as fans. But it's not over yet. And I'm seeing last night. I know you were tweeting about it. Like, for some reason, other team I feel like most of the people I follow are 4 for 4, at least 3 for 4, etc. And
Yeah.
I'm seeing like jabs at the Sixers. I'm seeing Eagles hate, all because we're pissed off at the Phillies, and now we're taking our frustrations out on our other teams. I don't quite get that part. It's like we're having a full-on meltdown, midlife crisis here because the Phillies are trailing 2-1 in a series. Look, is the season over? I'm going to be the first to say it. No, it's not. And am I oozing confidence, Scotty? Do I see the same issues that you see and everyone else sees? Do I see
Yeah.
the approach? Do I see the chase rate? Do I see the lack of hits, the lack of runs through the first 5-6 innings of all 3 games so far? That is not a trend you want to be in, especially on the road in a closeout game tonight. The bullpen, Orion Kerkering, Matt Strahm, Jeff Hoffman, Rob Thompson's decisions here and there, the start. Everything. I get it. I'm not oozing confidence, but just please relax with the funeral talk and the season's over and it's the same as every other year. What is the point of a fucking playoff series if you're just going to hang it up in a Game 4? Is a series meant to be played until it's finished, Scotty, or not?
Yeah.
When the
No,
Arizona
you're not wrong.
Diamondbacks went back home down 2-0 against us last year, when they came back to Philly down 3-2, having to win both the Philly, do you think they or their fan base were confident? No, you got to get the first one. And that's the message tonight. You got to get this one. Get this team back at home. Game 5, do or die for both sides with your ace on the mound who dominated the same lineup 6 days ago. He'll be on an extra day's rest. You got to get the first one. We're going to talk about how they need to try to do that and what they can change to do that. But that's the bottom line for this fan base. My God, man, the amount of text I'm getting from 19 different people, the tweets I'm seeing last night, not even when it was like, Scotty, bro, not even when it was 6-0 or 6-2. I'm talking when it was 2-0. I'm talking Jesse Winker home run. I'm receiving season's over text. See you next spring. What are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? It's the same level of panic. It's the same
It's trauma, man.
overreaction, emotional takes that everybody had in July. And then, oh my God, you actually have to see things to the finish line before you can make a drastic take like that. Are the Phillies going to win tonight? I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and preach to you and tell you how confident I am in Ranger Suarez because I'm not. I'm not going to preach to you how confident I am that the 6 through 9 hitters get it going or that Bryce Harper and Nick Castellanos don't swing at the next 6 pitches after back-to-back walks last night. I don't know. But to just sit here and act like they're already 6 feet in the ground with dirt on top of them is fucking ridiculous. This team perseveres time and time again. Give them the opportunity to do so tonight because here's what bothers me. Do you have to be confident? No. Do you have to be full of belief? No. But if they win tonight and it's coming back home, I don't want to hear all of them. I don't want to be getting the text. Let's fucking go. Wheels, Phil's in 5. No. What happened? I thought it was all doom and gloom. Or maybe, just maybe, see things to the end. Maybe they go home tonight. Maybe Dave Dombrowski has to figure out a new roster construction. Maybe Alec Boehm's not on the team next year. Maybe Ranger Suarez doesn't get the big contract. Maybe. Or maybe give them a chance to go win a fucking ball game. Sorry. But god damn.
No, I feel the passion, man. I do. I really do. And I am kind of, I don't know. My confidence in this team has wavered completely, is where I would say. Do I want to go into this game tonight and win? Obviously, I want to win. I want to beat the Mets in this series. I don't want to lose to New York again in the postseason in the same year, man. Like it is unbearable. And maybe that's where the frustration really, really comes in, is like we're sitting here in a very similar situation once again. The concern for me, man, is just the trend, and it's not like this is the first time that the bats are like inconsistent in the postseason, and that's what's really worrying me, man. That's what really makes me waver, is that it feels like we're back in the Diamondback series again with this same exact stuff that's going on right now. And I'm looking across the field at this Mets roster, at this Mets team, that there's just no fucking reason that we should be like stressing like this to this point where the Phillies shouldn't, like.
I know.
I don't know. I do defer to your opinion because I know that you know baseball a lot more than me. You're intertwined with baseball a lot more than me. So I know that I'm coming from kind of a novice or amateur standpoint as a fan of baseball, not of the Phillies. I love the Phillies, but baseball in general.
No, I agree.
I'm going to pay attention to the entire league across the season.
I agree. I think your point
but
is
it's frustrating, man.
Here.
You see the Mets go out here and they get runs on the board with guys like Winker. Like get out of here. I don't need this guy like waving at me on the screen
Jesse
and shit.
Winker, Tyrone Taylor, Jose,
like Alonso. Disgusting. Mania comes out and goes like 7 innings clean last night. It's disgusting. And then what is it? I'm looking at the other games as well, right? And I know the pitching is a little different in this Dodgers and Padres series, right? The pitching's a lot different last night, but I'm just seeing their guys go out there, both sides, go out there, get runs on the board. And it's just frustrating, man. It's frustrating overall. But I will say this to what you said. I think that the frustration, the give up, the willingness to give up so easily, right? And I think it's just coming from an overall standpoint of Philly sports. I don't think it's the Phillies' fault necessarily, right? I think that they have definitely fed into it, but I don't think it's entirely their fault. The frustration level that the city of Philadelphia and its fans are at right now, I think it's an overall standpoint of the Eagles starting the season the way they did. The Phillies not only, going into the postseason and starting like this against the Mets, but the last half of the season, it starts to come back into your head, right? And then you go back to the Sixers against it just all adds up over time, man. And then you're back at the Eagles collapse. Then you're back at the Phillies back against the Diamondbacks in the NLCS.
I'm with you.
People are overwhelmed right now with disappointment.
With you.
Yeah. But you're right, and you're being fair. You're being the way that a fan should be. And I do agree with your standpoint. At the end of the day, we need to go into this game tonight trying to be positive, at least. Trying.
Listen to me,
right?
man. Listen to me. If they would have never come back in game 2, and this was heading into game 3 down 0-2, season is over.
Yeah.
Or hell, if they went down 0-2, but that was them that won last night, still down 2-1 and need to win just to come back. The season is over. Guys, the moment they lost game 1, the moment they blew that Zach Wheeler Cy Young performance and went down 0-1 in the series, everything changed. If your opinion was Phillies in 4, it probably went to Phillies in 5. So you are in agreement then that they are going to go 1-1 in New York. Now, why does it matter which one they get in New York? Again, with how it played out last night. Again, we don't know with Ranger when we had Nola on the mound. I know I'm not saying you should be fucking oozing confidence in this team getting it back here, but the idea was they took 1 in Philly. Let's go take 1 in New York. Let's get it back to Wheeler in game 5. Now, all of a sudden, it mattered if it was game 3 or 4 because we can't handle stress. We can't handle nerves.
Yeah, that's what
the
it
frustrating part. And you are right. It is a multitude of things. It is all the other teams leaking into this. It's the last 2 years of this team leaking into this. They're
Phillies
not down 3-1 in a best of 7.
Of it.
They're not down 2-0 in a best of 5. They're down 2-1 with a game 5 waiting for them with their ace at home.
But remember,
1 ball game.
Remember when the Sixers went down against the Knicks and, we were down in that series, right? Lost 1 in Philly to the Knicks. Everybody gave up. You know what I mean? Like it is something that we need to correct in the fan base. I don't know how though. You know what I mean? I don't know how we do it because even I fall into it myself. I mean, I sent you a couple texts last night as well, right? I tweeted a few things, but
Scotty,
I don't know. I do agree.
know.
And I think that's what I mean by baseball. Like I defer to you because I don't have this historic standpoint of watching like the MLB as a whole throughout my life. I've watched the Phillies. That's it, right?
And shift.
Exactly. Baseball, all it takes, from my perspective, looking in at the same time, all it could take is one swing of the bat at the beginning of this game tonight. In the first, just give us a run in the first 3 innings, and I think we're gonna be standing up, fucking clappings at our homes, honestly. Yeah. So it's not that it even is gonna take that much from them to get us back in tonight when we're watching this game. If they come out and get 2 runs on the board within the first 3 innings, I'm going to be ecstatic and I'm going to be back in and I'm going to be ready to come back home to Philly. So to your point, I mean, I do feel you. You have talked me into it this morning, but I also do see where the
frustrating part, brother, is I'm not sitting here. Like I'm not in the fact that I have this blind belief that this team, they are so much better than the Mets. They are going to win this game. They're still going to win in 5. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it's the players' jobs to go out there and perform. It's our jobs not to get so fucking gloom and doom every single time something goes wrong. Yeah. It is so eerily similar to what happened in July and to TR. They've been asked since London. No, they haven't. They were asked in July. Dude, they had their second best month of the year in August. They were like 19 or 18-7 in August. They weren't asked the whole second half, but everybody thinks they are because they had an awful July. And I don't know if it's a combination or if it's a 1-on-1, but I don't know if it's past trauma, Scotty, that gets us this way, or it's just the fact that we don't know how to handle success. And we don't have anything to show for it. The Phillies are the most losing franchise in all of professional sports. In the history of all major sports, the Phillies have the most losses. We don't have anything to show for the last 2 postseasons. We are a game away from having nothing to show this year. I know that. But when I say we don't know how to handle success is we went from last wildcard team to first wildcard team, this underdog mentality, just like for some reason we love to do with the Eagles. We want to put the dog mask on and sneak in and blah, 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 and be this fucking Rocky story. And that's just not what great franchises do. And now we're the best team for 95% of the year. And the second things go wrong, we forget how to react.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I just want to get to 5 o'clock tonight, man. I listen. I'm
I
not
feel you.
disagreeing.
I
We
do.
have very little to show for things year in and year out.
Yeah.
But there are successes throughout a regular season. There are successes throughout winning a division. And again, what we went through this roller coaster all summer long of people not knowing how to act. It didn't matter which one you won in New York. Maybe you were more confident heading into yesterday, but we'll see. Phil's Twitter always seems to, I don't know how. We get no other comments from Twitter, but we appreciate it.
Yeah,
Can the
it's
Phillies win?
interesting.
Yes. Will they win? A resounding no. Look, I'm not oozing with confidence, man. I get it. I'm just saying,
They
like,
can win. Yeah.
get it to 5, and that's it. And
That's
that's
all we
it.
can ask for. That's all we can ask for. Yeah, I do agree with that. At the end of the day, all we can ask for is Game 5 with Wheeler on the mound. If you mess that up at that point, then that is what it is. But you got to get
Correct.
there first, man, and we got to see what Rangers going to have tonight. But let me ask you that: how confident? Well, that should not Ranger specifically. Obviously, we just don't know with Ranger. Looking at the other side, is it Quintana?
Yeah, Jose Quintana.
Jose Quintana. How confident are you in the matchup in general? Maybe just looking at the Phillies lineup versus Quintana tonight. How are you from a confidence standpoint of that? And I know numbers don't necessarily matter when you look at what Manaea did yesterday against the Titans, who have had success on him in the past. And my God, the broadcast, brother. My God. What is it? The crossbody? Like, oh my
That
God,
arm
dude. Like,
spot,
how
bro.
many
You
times
didn't
can you
know?
reference it?
You
Is
didn't
it the
know? He went
only
from a
thing that
weird
they
arm
know?
spot.
Is it the only thing that they know? The crossbody. He
Yeah.
adjusted to the crossbody. Like, okay, man. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. I don't know. I guess I got the gist of that one last night, but
Yeah, the crossfire, bro. That arm slot. They talked about it for a while. And listen, Sean Manaea was great last night. He was fantastic against us last night. So of course, if
he was great. Yeah, I think
right, if
that's
it
the
was
other
the
side
Philly
of it.
side and Aaron Nola did what he did, I would expect them to continue to show Aaron Nola highlights. So it's salt in the wound when you're the team that's on the
Yeah,
wrong side of things and you're getting,
absolutely.
whatever. And this is look, before we get into tonight's game, let's talk about last night's game.
Yeah, you're right.
This
You're
is
right. We can't just ignore that.
this is the turning point against
Yeah,
1000%. Well, actually, one of the turning points is the leadoff, and I believe it was Edmundo Sosa getting hit by the pitch or whatever. Nobody on. Johan Rojas comes up to the plate. I believe we were down 1-0. It might have been 2-0 at that point. I'm not remembering. But Johan Rojas comes up to the plate, shows bunt his first,
yeah,
pitch,
yeah.
pulls it back. It's a ball, but never goes back to it. He ends up striking on that at Gint's 1000% correct. Johan Rojas should be bunting in that situation every fucking time. He should not be in the lineup otherwise. Scotty, Sean Manaea threw him 94, and he was 9 light years late on it.
Yeah.
He is a struggle to watch, man.
Yeah, the whole tail end of the lineup
See,
is
I'm not. No. This dude, I would never ever take the bat out of his hands. Now, Monday morning quarterback, hindsight, how that at bat went
you would
down.
have taken
Well,
it,
yeah, I
but
would have loved to have taken the
yeah,
fucking bunt at that point. But with what he did in game 2, biggest moment, nobody out, can change the game with one swing. I am not taking the bat out of Bryce Harper's hand in that moment. But the game, to Gin's point, changes there. Sean Manaea walks Kyle Schwarber on what, 5 pitches?
yeah.
Sean Manaea walks Trey Turner on 5 or 6 pitches. 2 on, no outs, 2-0 ball game, top of the 6th inning. This is the moment. This is it. Not only does nothing happen, Scotty, Bryce Harper and Nick Castellanos, who were the heroes of game 2. So I'm not going to take this too far. But they are on the wrong side of the turning point in the same spot here, because not only do they not produce, not only do they get out of the inning with nothing get across the board, they combine to swing at the next 6 pitches. Bryce Harper went down swinging on 3 straight sweepers, only one of which was actually in the strike zone, the first one. The next 2 were low and away, and the third one was actually in the fucking dirt. Nick Castellanos comes up, foul ball, hit it the other way, hit it kind of hard. Went right, didn't hit the ground. It was double, whatever. Ending double play. But the point is, I just don't know what it's going to take for these guys to get it through their heads. That's the one thing that I'm still concerned about, right? We could talk about the bullpen. We could talk about Ranger being unknown. The thing I want to know is, when does it get through their thick skulls, these future Hall of Famers? Trey Turner has a World Series ring. Kyle Schwarber has a World Series ring. Bryce Harper's the greatest showman. Nick Castellanos, 5 walk-off hits. JT talks about it. They clearly should know that. They're clearly aware of what they do wrong and how to fix it. And yet they continue to not.
Yeah. Topper's comments after the game, bro. Like, he did. He talked about Bryce Harper's at bat in that inning, and it's exactly what we all think. You know what I mean? It's what we all think should be said to him. It's what we all think should be the plan in that situation, but it's just not. It's impatience. It's the wanting to smash it out of the park. And I do get it. You just did it in game 2. But I don't know. In that moment, you just can't. But I will say this, to your point. I'm not going to indict Bryce Harper, just yet in this moment. I'm not going to indict Nick Castellanos just yet in this moment. We do got to see how they come out tonight, how they try to finish this series before we just go and just annihilate them. Because I've seen some of the comments. I've fed into some of it as well, because I do think Joel and some of the other stars in the city get a lot of hate, a lot of discredit, I guess you could say.
Man, I saw this right before we went live.
I did.
Nothing can go wrong there, right? Putting single season
New York
single ticket packages on sale today at noon for the NLCS. Hey man, that's fine. Get ahead of the curve, I guess, but nothing can possibly go wrong when you get ahead and do something. Get ahead of yourself and do something like that. The thing here, man, and I think I agree with Martian. The other day I told you it depends, right? When we asked about who, if Rangers going to pitch in the series in 4 or not, I said, well, if they win game 3, I would pitch him game 4. If not, I would pitch Wheeler. With the at-bats I watched last night, I'm against that. I'm throwing Ranger, and I'm trying to get Wheeler back at home.
You need runs regardless.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if Wheeler – now, watch, knock on wood, the Phillies will score 7 runs, but Ranger will implode, and the bullpen will give up 8, and we'll lose 9-7 in this particular moment. But for what I'm seeing right now is, it doesn't matter who's on the mound. They're not hitting consistently. And that's the thing that needs to change first and foremost before anything else. Yeah. So no, I would throw Ranger tonight. The thing I would say to Rob Thompson is there is no plan. There is no, I'm going into this one and Rangers getting the first time through the lineup and that's it.
You got to make the right move
at the right time. This is I need Ranger to get me through 5 personally, into the 6th if he can. And that's what he did all year against the Mets this year. The Phillies were 2-1 in Ranger Suarez starts this year. He went 5 innings, and 5 2/3 innings. Never allowed more than 2 earned runs in a game. He had 2-2-0 against the Mets this year. He has struck out 4, 6, and 3 in his 3 starts against the New York Mets. So you need a Ranger Suarez game to get you into game 5, man.
Yeah, no, I do agree. And I think you do have to take somewhat into account what Ranger has done in past postseasons. Just like we have to take into account what happened in the Diamondback series last year with the bats, what happened against the Astros with the bats, so on and so forth, right? We have to acknowledge what Rangers done in the past postseasons as well, which has come out and he's pitched diamonds. So
correct.
We have to hope that he can give us some magic tonight. Can we get something to go our way? That's what I'm asking here, because that's the other side of this situation against the Mets right now, is that it feels like we're on the opposite end of destiny or magic or whatever it was that the Phillies were working with 2 years ago, man. It was the only thing I was worried about coming into this this matchup.
And it's coming through. Momentum, I hear you. I will say this.
Everything just going their fucking way. It's so annoying.
I will say this. We've asked this team to show us how they're different or to be different than the past 2 years, because while we have gone deep and had great postseason success, we had nothing to show for it. I'll tell you what, They're doing the same thing. They're doing the complete opposite they've done the last 2 years in the NLDS. Both times they won game 1, lost game 2. That got flipped this year. Both times they went on to win game 3 to close it out in 4. They lost it this year, so maybe they win game 4. That's what you're hoping for. Dude, I don't – Martian is the biggest drive. Does he miss the beginning of shows when I go off and I go on fire? No one's defeated over here, brother. You might be defeated. Twitter might be defeated, but see, I'm not going to hear this, man. Like, this is my point. That's fine. That's fine. And I love you, TR. I do. And I can't wait to talk Sixers with you. But if they come, I'm not saying they're going to, but if they win tonight, Friday, what are you going to say? Phil's in 5? Phil's in 5? No, because this is who they are, apparently. Maybe they lose tonight. And if they do, then there's a lot of things to be turned over in the offseason.
Yeah, and that's the other side. It's just we're preemptively engaging in these conversations, and that's what you're getting. That's what you were getting at the beginning of the show. Is that we're already talking about where we're gonna on this off season, right? Like what's gonna happen with him and who else we're gonna remove from the lineup. Let's just see what they do tonight. And like that's my point. Like my confidence is defeated. Like, yeah, I'm beyond hurt. I'm disappointed. I'm frustrated. I'm all of the above. But at the end of the day tonight, I am going to go and throw a little change on the Phillies to win because that's what I want to happen. That's what I'm rooting for, and that's what I intend to have happen tonight. But does that mean I'm recommending you all go out and do it? No, I'm not. And that's where I'm at right now.
Maybe
I'm
we
a complete fan mode.
And we throw money on the Mets and hope just that's the way things have been going.
Make the books help us out.
Yeah. No,
he says he's not getting Sixered by these Phillies.
I've seen this is the other thing that I've seen last night, man. Like, and I'm not trying to shoot astray the Sixers direction because I am so excited for this new look team, man. But talk to me when the Sixers go to an NBA Finals and then Game 7 of an Eastern Conference Finals in back-to-back year. They're not in the same fucking realm. Well, not all postseason disappointments are created the same. They're not equal, all right? So stop it with this Sixers comparison to the fucking Phillies. If the Sixers went and lost in 6 to the Warriors and then the very next year came back and lost in 7 to the Celtics or the Pacers or somebody, we could compare it. But when they go out in the first and second rounds repeatedly, don't talk about them like they just went to back-to-back fucking championships. Okay?
Yeah, the Phillies are more like the Eagles, man. You had the Super Bowl year, losing the Super Bowl, losing the World Series. Then last year, Phillies get a little bit further. They go to the NLCS.
A lot further.
Eagles lose in the first round, but look at the trajectory here.
Yeah. Again, I don't think it's the same, but it's each their own. I mean,
but that's why the arguments are happening because the Phillies get put on like this pedestal where these other teams just get called out for what they are in the moment, which I don't know, man. That's where my disdain does come from. I will say that, like, just the way certain stars are treated compared to the Phillies stars, I think is very interesting. I do find it interesting, but they have an opportunity tonight to, kind of keep that argument or that narrative quiet.
No. Listen, I hear you. I do hear you. To me, and maybe the tone will change if they do get knocked out tonight, and that's it. But to me, they're not the same. Like people keep making that comparison, but they're not. Like the Phillies have been relevant for 3 years now, and in every year they've been relevant, they went to a Game 6 of a World Series. They went to a Game 7 of the championship series, and now they won their division, second best record in baseball, and are 2 wins away. And if they get knocked out tonight, things change. But let's just say they get back to that would be like the Eagles going to Super Bowl, NFC Championship. They're not. They got their shit kicked in against Tampa Bay and Baker Mayfield. The Sixers, I love the Sixers. They lost in the first round to the Knicks in 6. It's not the same. But
I don't know, like losing to the Diamondbacks feels the same as like losing to the Hawks in the second round to me. Like that's what I mean. Like the Diamondbacks should not beat the Philadelphia Phillies with that roster.
Sure.
Like that's what I mean. Like it's still disappointing, even though it's in the NLCS. It's a step further. Sure, it's even more disappointing. Like I do feel you. They've had more.
It hurts
success.
more when you get that far. I get you. I'm just saying, like, this is my point. The whole doom and gloom. For 2 days ago, this team was in the good graces of everybody, and they're the best team in the city. And they lose one fucking more playoff game, and now all of a sudden they're the 76ers of the city. I don't know.
I feel you, and to that point,
yes,
I don't get.
I get it. But the year before, the Sixers went out in the second round. The year before, the Sixers went out in the second round. They're not the same history. That's the point. God damn it! I love the Sixers as well. I love the Eagles as well. But God fucking damn it, they're not the same. And you know why they're not the same? Does it hurt a little bit more when they get later? But like, here we are now, because now we're all doom and gloom again. And yes, they didn't win anything. There's nothing to show for it. I fucking get it. I'll just shut up. But like, they've earned it. Like they've when you go to a World Series and then host a Game 7 to get to a World Series and then win a division, you've earned to be talked about in that light. And now all of a sudden they're the same as everybody else because they're on the brink of elimination. Again, that's fine.
Yeah.
If they win tonight and win in 5, shut the fuck up. Because they're not the fucking Sixers then. If they do, come back on Friday and you can throw all your shots right at me and I'll take it on the chin. But if they win tonight and we go into Game 5 on Friday, don't come on here talking about how they are this and they are that. That's what I can't get behind, man. And that's what people and you know what it is too from this trauma, right? From this trauma that is this fan base. It's a defense mechanism. Go to therapy or something, bro. It's a fucking defense mechanism because you know what it is. You know what it is. It's that Negadelphia mindset where if I don't have my expectations high, I can't get upset. So what they're going to do, Scotty, is they're going to get ahead of the curve. They're going to come out and say, this is who they are, da-da-da. And then if they lose, I told you guys, this is who they are. They do it to us every year. But if they win, rally towels are going back to the NLCS.
I do feel you, man. I do feel you.
I love you guys, but fuck, man.
So let's talk about the actual game last night. What else from last night caught your eye, or what are you looking at?
I got one for you. Tonight? Win or lose, Alec Boehm, I could not care less if he's back on this team. You guys, there you go. I'll throw some fucking gasoline on that fire.
What was that, a Boehm decision? Like what was that? Were they flagging him to go to second on that first at bat, or what was that?
I don't know. And then he went into the dugout and looked like he had tears in his eyes and was like yelling about something or someone, blaming it on someone. I don't know. I got news for you, brother. Get the fucking 5-ton refrigerator off your back. Oh my God. What is he running 40-yard dash? Dude. Honestly. Like what is Alec Boehm putting on that clock in a 40-yard dash at 11:30? Like, what does he do? What was that, bro? Listen, it was a great throw, right? I get it. What's he doing? It should have been a stand-up double. Even when he does something good, something negative comes from it. I'll take it a step further. The first at bat, when Vientos was going into foul territory with the ground ball, how the fuck did you not beat that one out? You got thrown out by 3 steps on that one. Yeah. I could not. And then I'm just talking about how slow he is. I'm not even getting into the fact that he did not learn his lesson from being benched. And I'm being so serious with you. I would not play him tonight. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
Oh, Trinidad didn't know this is the best of 5. He thought it's the best of 3. He didn't know it's the best of 5. He also, I guess he forgot.
I'm so glad he showed up.
Yankees are going on the road tied 1-1.
I'm so glad that he showed up because this brightens the morning up a little bit.
Yeah. And his
MVP, celebrating the other New York team.
Yeah, and his very own MVP.
Oh no.
Yeah.
This brings me joy. I am happy to see Jay Trinidad.
His own MVP has some of the worst numbers in postseason history. Number 99, home run giant, best player in the world. Fucking stinks every postseason. Stinks. Absolutely stinks.
Best road record. Oh my gosh.
Oh.
We'll see.
Yeah,
We'll
that's
see,
the
man.
same.
Don't let
That's the
them. Don't
same.
let them
That's
lose
fine.
two.
That's
Don't let
fine.
them lose two.
Yeah. Yeah. He was. Yeah, that's right, Martian. He wasn't here. He wasn't here after game 2. He just shows up now. And then I'll
Front
make a
runner.
bet. I'll
Front
make a
runner
bet.
for the other
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
for the other New York team,
Yeah.
right?
I'll place this wager out
Interesting.
here right now. How much you guys, and Jay Trinidad doesn't get to be in on this. Hold on. You're not. He's going to get me off topic. I'm going to come back around in a second. Are you out of your motherfucking mind? Are you out of your mind? How did Harper do last game? How did Harper do in game 2 when he hit a fucking 430-foot home run to change the game and come back and win? How did Bryce Harper do in 2022 when he had the best postseason in MLB history? When the swing of his life to send him back to a World Series, then hitting home runs in the World Series. How did he do in the postseason last year when he homered twice against the Atlanta Braves? You know what Aaron Judge does every postseason, Scotty? Strikes the fuck out more than anybody in Major League history. He's a bum in the postseason, an absolute fucking bum in the postseason. And he's comparing him to one of the most clutch postseason players in Philadelphia history. That's crazy to me.
It's so interesting to me.
You know,
It's so
but
interesting.
Trinidad, I have to thank you for showing up here because you've ignited everybody in the comment section now. Everybody that I had to turn and try to bring back in with me. You pulled them back in without me having to say a fucking word or lift a finger. Oh man. We got lucky game 2.
You know what? I'm gonna stop entertaining.
Didn't the Yankees get lucky in game 1, or else they'd be down 0-2 right now?
You know what? I'm not entertaining from Jay Trinidad anymore is the Mets. You're not a Mets fan. I'm not entertaining it anymore. You're not a Mets fan. You're a Yankees fan. So stop. Stop. You don't get 2 teams. Stop it.
Nah, it's fine, man. It's fine. I'll come back to his comments. I'll come back to his comments, man. But Alec Boehm, I could not care less if he comes back. And that's the thing I got to before the troll hit the comments. It's not even how slow he is, Scotty. It's that he didn't learn his lesson from being benched in game 2. And I seriously would not play him tonight. He had 4 at-bats last night. You know how many pitches he saw in those 4 at-bats? 5.
That's incredible. Yeah, I did not know that. That's incredible. Yeah.
2, 1, and 1. And 1. Excuse me. 2, 1, 1, and 1 in his 4 at-bats last night. You know what he did when Rob Thompson brought him off the bench from being grounded for the weekend in game 2? Came off the bench and swung at the first pitch.
Yeah.
You know what he did in the second at-bat? Took the first pitch right down the middle and then swung at the second pitch. He's not learning his lesson. He's swinging at balls out of the zone, and he is quite literally costing this team. He's way in his own fucking head right now.
Yeah. Who would you put in his place right now, though? Because Sosa, I know you weren't impressed with him either. I mean, the back end of the lineup is just
no. I would
right now.
I would have to play Sosa.
Yeah. At least he gives you speed. Like if he gets on base, he can at least run the fucking base pads. Like Bohm can't even do that right now. He can't even I don't even know if you can trust him in the field. Yeah. So Sosa's
that's another thing.
Where are you going with the rest of the lineup though? Maybe that's a good question.
That's another thing. Austin Hayes would not be in my motherfucking lineup.
He looks lost. Looks lost as well.
Looks like just a waste of a trade deadline acquisition. My lineup, man. Let me think about this for tonight. Win or go home. I would go Kyle 1. I would go Trey 2, Bryce 3, Nick 4. I'd put Stott back in and he'd be at 5. I'd put JT at 6. And then I would go any combination 7, 8, 9 of Marsh, Sosa, and
Rojas.
No, man, I'm not playing.
Not putting him in. Yeah,
I'm putting Marsh. I'm putting Marsh in center, and I'm playing maybe Weston Wilson in left. or maybe Cody like is
I
Quintana a
was thinking
righty?
Cody Clemens. Yeah,
Yeah, like maybe Cody Clemens with the left-handed bat gets to come in and play. Maybe.
He's giving you more, man. At the end of the day, he's giving you more, even in the postseason so far. Cody Clemens is giving you more.
Something we
In a
agree
sense
on, Trinidad.
of
Something
that.
we agree on. The MLB playoffs have delivered. Even though we're on the wrong side of it right now in every
Yeah,
fucking game. And yeah, even though the Guardians home field was trash, the ending of that game with a 3-run home run off Clase was fucking nuts. And now they play in Detroit, which hasn't had playoff baseball since what? Fucking Maglio Ordonez was a Tiger. So that's probably that place is going to be jumping this afternoon. So
yeah.
the playoffs have been
Padres and
unbelievable.
Dodgers, that
But
West
yeah,
Coast
man,
shit.
that's what I would do. Like I like you can call it desperation. Like game 2, I know when he benched Bone, people were saying it's a desperation move by the manager. No. When your backs are against the wall like this, when it's do or die, it
You
is
got
a
to
little
try
bit of
things.
desperation, and you have to do something
Yeah,
to ignite your team. And it's not just that, man. You don't get rewarded for continuing to make the same mistakes if you're Alec
yeah,
Bone.
yeah,
What leverage? What opportunity should you have when you continue to do this? And again, it's not just the first 3 or 4 games of the postseason. He's hit like under 170 since he's come back from that injury. And
yeah.
maybe something's off still. Maybe something's not right. And that's why he's running. I don't fucking know.
I mean, they
But guess
said
what?
Aaron broke
I
up
don't
with
have
him.
time to
So
care right now, bro. I do not have
I
time to care what's ailing Alec Boehm and what the reason is for him, man. So no,
crying
he
in the
wouldn't play.
dugout, dog. Like that's
Literally.
embarrassing, man. Like
Literally.
grow up. Like,
Seriously.
why are you crying because you're performing bad, dude?
Right.
Like, just perform better, motherfucker. Like,
Correct.
that's the shit that like pisses me off. He's acting like a little baby. Like, go sit your ass in the dugout for good.
Yeah,
How about
bro.
that,
He
bro?
would not play. I just want to check.
Yeah,
I do
I'm
believe
with you.
Quintana.
He's a lefty.
He's a lefty.
He's
When
a
he
lefty.
bats right,
I just
throws
looked it up.
left. So yeah, so then it would be that simplifies a lot. It would be Weston Wilson and it would be Edmundo Sosa. He's going to play Bohm and I know Stott struggles against the lefties.
But you just
And
see
it's
what he
Bohm.
can
Now,
do.
why am I going to reward Alec Bohm and punish Bryson Stott? Bryson Stott, the kid that hit a 2 RBI triple down the line to change things in game 2. I'm going to punish him because it's a lefty on lefty matchup, but I'm going to continue to throw out a guy out there that just swings at the first pitch up in the zone and pops up or grounds
Yeah,
out every fucking at bat. I'm not doing
yeah,
that. I would play
yeah,
Sosa at third. I would play Wilson in left. I would play, here we go. Marsh, fuck, man. Like,
yeah. Marsh
gonna,
complicates it too.
I don't care. I like, look, it's part of the reason they got to a World Series. It's part of the reason it's worked in the past. It's not working so far. So, no, you play your best players. You like what's Topper always say? I believe in my guys, right? No, well, I'm playing Bryson Stott and Brandon Marsh tonight, and if the ship
Do
goes
you
down,
think he's actually going to do these things though? Like, what do you think Topper's actually going to do?
I think you see Alec Boehm in the lineup. And I think you see Sosa at second again. I do. Like I do think Sosa plays, but I think you see him at second. But here's the overall glaringly obvious point.
Yeah,
And it was what he attempted to do last night, and it's what they're going to have to do tonight. We could sit here and we could say, "Oh, I would start this guy, I would start that guy." If the bats just go out there and produce and get on Jose Quintana early,
yeah,
the Mets bullpen is dominantly right-handed. Stott will be playing. Marsh will be playing. There will be an opportunity for Cody Clemens to get off the bench. That was the point last night. However,
I have quality at bats, man. Yeah,
you allowed Sean Manaea to get into the 8th inning, shutting
yeah,
you out. That can't so they will get in the game. I'm not even saying he's technically wrong. Although I wouldn't be playing Austin Hayes. I'd be playing Weston Wilson. I don't give a fuck. I would do it at this point. I think he has much more power. I think he has a better opportunity to get on base and shoot a ball to the gap for you. I think Hayes is another one that's so far in his head that nothing's going to change right now or fix him. So I'd give an opportunity to the younger kid and hope it works. But they got to get to the bullpen, man.
No, I
Why are you
agree.
talking?
That was
Why are
for
you
sure
talking
the
to
problem
yourself?
last night.
Why are you talking to yourself in the comments, bro? What's he
I
saying?
know I had to read the comments.
Like,
But that was the problem last night. That's what I texted you. After a couple of those hat bats, especially in like the fifth and sixth inning. Um, it's like they just weren't even working him, even in an inning where he walked the first two batters and got walked the first two batters and had 0 outs going into the next
right,
batter, and he
with
still threw
with the
what?
meat of your order up. That's the problem.
Yeah, yeah,
And that's the
that's the
so when
obvious problem.
people sit here and they talk about you know, um what was I gonna say? Oh, when they sit here and they talk about the approach, and it starts with them, man. And that's the only thing that's gonna change. It doesn't matter if it's Ranger tonight or if Wheeler went out there and gave you 8 runs, shutout baseball again. It doesn't, or 8 innings, shutout baseball again. It doesn't matter. So they have to hit tonight or the season's over, and that's the story that it's been the last 3 years now. So,
Yeah, yeah.
look,
Try not to fall
I'm
into
defending
the
them
trend.
till my last breath, man. My voice is still isn't fully back from game 1. Um, defending them till I can't anymore. And if they go out and they lose tonight and the bats no show, then I'm gonna come on here Friday and I'll take I'll take it on the chin. And hey, it will be Sixers-ish, and it will be a letdown, and there's going to be a lot of things to figure out for this lineup and this roster over the coming months, and then we have to do this whole long story, this whole long season again, and etc. But I'm just choosing to continue to pull for this team.
Yeah. That's all we
Yeah,
can do. That's our job. That's our job at the end of the day, right? You take all the analyzation out of it, and you just got to be a fan. You got to hope for the best and stop arguing with other Philly fans about who's the most disappointed. There's nobody that's going to win that argument. You know what I mean?
right,
So
right.
there's no point right now. We can have those discussions if they lose game 4, they lose game 5, whatever. We can have those discussions then. And there will be plenty of them to be had, I'm sure. So no
Yeah,
need to waste time on it right now. I do feel that. I got to bring the positive vibes into the game tonight. I am a Drexel alum, by the way, Martian. I know it gets confusing. The Duke basketball is my bandwagon college basketball team, if you don't mind. But yeah, I'm a Drexel alum and a Frostburg, Maryland alum. So just
yeah.
to clear that up. But man, we got to get a dub tonight, right? And let me put it this way too. I saw a comment. I think it was Martian or TR that said it earlier, but it would be so Phillies to win tonight in New York,
Oh, and lose in
bring it back
5.
to game 5 in Philly, lose with Wheeler on the mound.
Right. Then
It would be
then I'll
so Philly.
really start talking about
So
the
Philly.
Sixers comparison with you. But yeah, man, let's nothing can go wrong from starting to sell NLCS tickets before even
Yeah,
starting a game
some
4
weird
of the
karma in that.
NLDS. So yeah, that'll be. I'm
Some
sure
weird
nothing can
karma.
go wrong for them there, man. But what time is it? We do got to get on out of here. Scotty's got some business to attend.
Yes, sir.
So we'll be talking to you guys Friday, man.
We got some Duke
Let's hope.
haters.
Let's hope in a very.
They're gonna be very disappointed this year if you're a Duke hater. This is the Cooper flag season. It's gonna get nasty for y'all. Oh man, a Tar Heels New York fan. Whatever. I'm a Duke Philly fan. Whatever. It all
Nah, he's
matches.
not a Tar Heels fan. It's all good.
Oh, bet. That's a good thing because they're on a downhill slide. So, yeah, that's a good thing for you. Maybe stick to one of them New York schools or something.
Yeah.
But man, I did want your thoughts on Cooper DeJean starting though. I mentioned it at the beginning.
Oh yeah.
I'm happy
I'm all
about
for
that.
it, bro.
That's like
I'm all for
positive
it.
news.
I'm all for Cooper DeJean starting in the nickel. I'm all for Sidney Brown coming back as quickly as possible and adding depth. It's just it's so hard to be in on this team right now. Look, a Phillies loss tonight would simplify things. A Phillies loss tonight would allow me to
Yeah.
just invest my time back into the Eagles and see how quickly they disappoint me again. All I can say is we haven't touched on them since we recapped that loss to Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
if you've been watching football, if you've been watching the Red Zone, I know Sunday the Phillies played, so it was probably the least amount of football I've watched all year and will probably watch all year. But Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns might be like the second worst team in the National Football League. So you have no option but to win this game, and not just win this game comfortably. Like if you let them come to the link with you coming off a bye and getting fully healthy, and you do not beat this dog shit of a quarterback into the turf, if you do not win, I don't want to put a number on it. I don't
comes out and gets
they're going to win by 17. But if you do not, whatever the spread is, if you do not cover the spread, if you do not win by 10 plus
8.5.
Wow. I am not going to be any sense of the word confident in this team moving forward. That's how bad Deshaun Watson and the Browns are.
If he comes out here and gets that quick passing game going on us, bro, I'm going to be mind blown, quite honestly. And I feel like that's the way that teams are going to beat us this season. They get a quick pass game going, short yardage, beating us underneath, our missed tackle problem, right? But that's something Deshaun Watson has struggled with so much, getting the ball out quickly, making quick decisions. Come on, man. Devin White also got cut.
The weirdest, like literally the weirdest signing of the offseason. And the thing is, man, it was actually one of the signings I was excited for, to bring like some toughness to the linebacker room.
Some experience.
And then it's like you hear throughout the summer of how Nakobe Dean, isn't looking great, etc. And you hear Devin White is in a group chat with AJ Brown and Jalen Hurts, like the two biggest names, the two biggest leaders, the cornerstones of this team. The newly acquired linebacker is in a group chat with them and talking leadership and accountability and getting better one day at a time. And then he never plays a snap for the Philadelphia Eagles. That was so incredibly weird, dude. So incredibly weird. But
makes zero sense.
This, my friend, I want to say this is a problem. Like,
God damn.
But you're an Islanders and Knicks fan, so I can't get on you too much. But like the Bama Yankees Patriots, like that's so cliche. Violation is the word I was looking for, not problem. But
I can't hate on the Bama because of Duke, right? Like that's the same thing.
Sure.
Let me not tout Duke's horn. Bama is a little different. They're a little bit more dominated, especially recently in college football than
Knicks. Your team's in the same fucking spot my team's been in, buddy. Your team hasn't won jack shit in basketball. So yeah, that's what I mean.
That's gonna be fun this season. Because I hold, just to be clear, I put the Sixers number 2 in the Eastern Conference over the New York Knicks. To be clear here, but the Knicks are one of two teams that will challenge us.
I'm talking the violation. Okay, we didn't draft Paul Reed. That's not a thing, or Paul George. Excuse me. The violation. When I say violation, I'm talking to the people that have teams from all over the place in major sports. So you had the Yankees, the most winning team in MLB. Oh, you had the Patriots. I wonder why. Oh, you have Alabama. But then I get back to your New York teams, and they don't win shit. So it's not technically a violation because they don't win for you.
At least it's all like East Coast, I guess.
Yeah, he said, okay, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, you are from New York. So where the fuck does the
Patriots come from?
Like
that one's wild. You got the Giants, who were like rivaling with the Patriots at one point with Tom Brady and Eli Manning. Like, so like when they're playing the New York Giants, like, did you rooted for the Patriots, but you root for the who is not your team against the. It don't make sense. That don't make sense.
But then why don't
New York through and through, right?
You a Bruins fan? Why aren't you a Red Sox fan? Where's the other shit coming from? Or is it that was the relevant football team for quite some time? Anyway, Trinidad, we got to get out of here. Oh, fuck yeah.
We'll talk soon.
Come back on Friday. Talk to you guys then. Don't forget, follow on all social platforms and smash that subscribe button on the YouTube channel. It's the only spot to enjoy this fucking conversation, show in and show out with us. Peace out, everybody.
Peace,
Talk to you guys
everybody.
soon.
See you Friday.